It's another time for the best predictions of the game week, and it's looking like it's just less than a week since we did our prediction videos, and that is because games are coming thick and fast. December and January is usually like that. And on that note, before we go into the predictions, I would like to tell all our viewers to do their due diligence and make their own research as well, because this is the time where managers would like to rotate, managers would like to play with the lineups a bit, as we've seen, in recent game week. So please do your due diligence before you take our tips into mind. And without wasting much time, Victor, what are your best straight win selections for round 21?
I'm picking Newcastle against Leeds. It's at 175, and I know I'm going against my own principle for this one based on the odds for favorites at home, but that's because Newcastle are damned good at St. James's. They're unbeaten in their last 11 there, 9 wins and 2 draws. At the same time, Leeds on the road are, let's call them uninspiring. 3 draws in a row now, but that comes after four straight defeats. I'm also backing Man United at 180 against Burnley away. Weirdly enough, I am backing them again, especially after that catastrophe against Wolves. But Burnley are just as bad, and I think this is worth a punt. Something tells me United cannot possibly cock up badly enough to not win this one either. And I'm going with a draw between Fulham and Chelsea. It's at 370. It's been a hot minute since we've seen a draw in a West London derby, almost 2 years, in fact. But with both of them blowing hot and cold at the moment, I think the time is ripe. Chelsea have 3 draws in their last 5 games. Fulham have drawn their last 2 matches in a row. Neither side seems really better than the other at the moment.
Yeah, fair point. And for my straight win selections, I've also got Manchester United to beat Burnley. And this is going to be the last time I ever pick Manchester United if they fail to win this game at 1.80. Yes, it seems like too good to ignore, to be honest. And then I've also got Aston Villa on the road to Palace. On a normal day, this should not be a game I would pick, but Palace have just been, I don't know, they've just been poor lately. They failed to win in their last 5 games, and I think Villa would be looking to maintain their title charge, and they should be able to win this. It's priced at 2.37. That's a good one to also like not to ignore. And then finally, I've got City to beat Brighton on a minus 1.5 handicap. And yeah, I think City they'll actually go out guns blazing after drawing to Sunderland. And who did they draw last time?
Chelsea.
Chelsea, yeah, Sunderland and Chelsea. So I think they'll go out guns blazing, and I think Brighton will not be able to handle them. Anyways, moving forward, Victor, what are your best goal market selections?
So I'm going 2.5 plus for Palace versus Villa. It's priced at 2. I feel like I can't let this one slip past me. Villa are scoring like nobody's business, at least 2 goals in their last 8 games, but they have also conceded in all of those games. Palace, they're, as you mentioned, in very poor form, and normally I would have backed Villa as well in the outright section, but for whatever reason, I'm not super confident about this. Still, 3 or more goals, especially for 2 odds, it's worth a punt in my book. Another selection is Newcastle versus Leeds. I'm going minus on this one, under 3.5 goals for 135. I think it's a nice and safe one. They don't tend to score much against each other. They played out a 0-0 draw in August. Leeds are also not involved much in high scoring games at the moment, and I think they'll play it especially safe at St. James's because Newcastle are so good there. And I'm going BTTS for Arsenal v Liverpool. It's at 175. Arsenal have scored and conceded in their last 4 games, despite now they have their preferred center back pairing playing together again. BTTS has also landed in 3 of Liverpool's last 5. I think there's something here despite the relatively high odds.
Yeah, interesting. For my goal market selections, I've also got Arsenal with Liverpool. Yeah, I don't see Arsenal keeping a clean sheet in that game, regardless of whatever result. So I think we could see at least 3 goals in that game. I've also got Fulham with Chelsea. Both sides have actually been rather inconsistent lately. But I think it's a game that I really don't know which side it's going to, tilt towards. But both sides will probably like have a go for it, and we should see a good amount of goals. And finally, I'm also going with Aston Villa Palace. Yeah, Palace, they've not been winning games, but I watched some of their games, and it seems like Brighton from the start of the season, their performances are not reflecting in their results. So I still think they should be able to get on the score sheet against Villa, but Villa will probably win that game. So over 2.5 goals as well. Anyways, moving forward, Victor, what are your best player to score selections?
Firstly, let me start it like this. No Haaland this time. The robot seems to be malfunctioning a little. I'm backing Voltemade though against Leeds. He's on 230 odds. So I think Eddie Howe will probably rotate Wisa out for this one because he was out for a very long time. So I kind of expect Voltemade to start this one. They usually create plenty of chances for him, especially at home. So I believe he's worth backing for a goal. I'm also picking Watkins against Palace. 4 goals in the last 3 matches. He's priced at 290. I don't think he sits this one out. Villa have a great chance here to come back to within 3 or 4 points of Arsenal because Arteta might not win against Liverpool. So Villa might want to really take this chance to come closer. And for that, they need their best players on the pitch for this trip to Palace. Watkins is obviously one of them. And I'm also backing Gibbs White. West Ham v Nottingham Forest, 433 for Gibbs White to score. This, full disclosure, it's a bit more of a gut feeling, this. But West Ham, they've been so poor defensively all season, and they have had a lot of trouble keeping these pacey and tricky players quiet in their half spaces in defense. They let in 2 goals from Morgan Rogers 3 weeks ago. They conceded against Wolves to John Arias and Mateus Mane. Gibbs White is also a similar player, especially to Rogers. So, to everyone out there, do your own introspection, see how you feel about this tip, but I believe it's worth a punt.
Yeah, for my goal scorer selections, I'm also going with Watkins. It seems like a logical pick. And just for the record, too, I'm not going with Haaland. He has been misfiring lately. Also ruined my FPL. It was my captain. Yeah, it was my captain for 2 weeks, and he ruined my FPL. So I'm not going with him again. I'm going with Watkins. I think Watkins should be inspired enough to find the net against Palace. Yeah, I'm also going with Igor Thiago. He seems like a man on form at the moment, and after his showing against Everton, he'll be, full confidence. And I think he should find some joy against Sunderland. Sunderland have been playing conservative football since their players went for AFCON, 4 draws in a row. So I don't think they will play that expansive. So he should have a good chance as well to score. And then this one is much of something of a gut feeling, but back Gyökeres. Back Gyökeres to find the back of the net against Liverpool. I have that gut feeling that Gyökeres.
Absolutely not.
I have that gut feeling that Gyökeres is going to score in this game somehow, either from the sports kick, either via a header. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I can see it happening. And finally, I'm going with Semenyo against Spurs. I feel like, yeah, Bournemouth might not be in their top form at the moment, but Semenyo has been a bright spark regardless of their form. And I think Semenyo could still find the back of the net. Hopefully, he's still a Bournemouth player by then. Hopefully, he's still a Bournemouth player by then. And anyways, on the final note, Victor, any bold opportunity to take advantage of?
Liverpool to beat Arsenal. It's priced at 530. Firstly, we've seen this a million times before. Even in a bad season, Liverpool always show up against the big teams. It's been like this for ages, decades, literally. Secondly, I'm not liking Arsenal's odds. Around 170 at home for the favorites. You know how I feel about that. It's eminently red flag territory. Thirdly, the odds for the draw are too high. If you look at the odds for Arsenal, the odds for the draw are around 440, 450, and Liverpool at 530. This to me indicates that even the bookies believe a draw is unlikely. And lastly, except the game against Villa, Arsenal have been shakier than a skyscraper made of jelly. I think Liverpool are winning this one, and I'm backing them.
Okay, as usual, my usual statements. I'll be sure to tell you were wrong. And just to those that are watching out there, Arsenal are yet to lose at the Emirates this season. I don't think we'll be losing to a Liverpool side that can't even beat Leeds. I don't see that happening. Sorry. But anyways, my bold opportunity for this game week is only to score a goal and to get 3 shots on target. Burnley would score a goal against Manchester United and they will get at least 3 shots on target. If you put both in an aka, it's close to almost 3 odds. And I
That's a
can
that's a solid shout.
Yeah, I can see. I mean, I'm still tipping United to win. Don't get me wrong, but I can see Burnley scoring a goal and causing trouble for United. That's what I can see from this game week. And anyways, there you have it. Those are our predictions for round 21 happening in midweek. Just like we said at the start of the video, make sure you do your own, research. Make sure you follow your own thoughts as well, because managers will definitely rotate and tweak things up a bit to keep their teams fresh. And we'll see you after the game week to see how our predictions perform.